Welcome to my critical reflection. For my practical experience, I attended Picnic Point High. This is a co-ed school and runs years 7 to 12. The specific class that I will be critically reflecting upon is a Year 7 Textiles class. This particular class is one of the top classes in the cohort with a few mixed students. This was my very first theory lesson with Year 7, and the lesson was based on fibres and yarns. This lesson was centered around students identifying and understanding the key differences between different fibres and yarns. In this lesson, I used a Google Slides presentation, work booklets, and different fibres and yarns as teaching aids. The Google Slides presentation includes visuals such as images, GIFs, and YouTube videos, all in relation to the different fibre and yarn samples students were given. The behind background shows a very quick overview of the Google Slides presentation. The images on the screen show all the fibre and yarn samples students were given as part of the lesson. The work booklets is where the students will match the given fibre and yarn samples to their correct placing in the booklet. The two images on the screen are examples of students' work in class. The education theories that I have personally taken on in this lesson include the humanistic approach, as I have personally connected with the students over the course of the 3-week practical and especially during the interactive activities of this lesson. I believe that this is essential in letting the students achieve their full potential. However, upon reflection of this lesson, I see that a more constructivist approach could be taken to allow for a more learner-centered environment. In relation to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, creativity and problem solving is essential to all TAS subjects and something that I work towards in class. The Australian teaching standards that I believe have been targeted in this lesson is Standard 1.2, Understand How Students Learn, and 2.2, Content Selection and Organisation. I knew the Year 7 class quite well and the content I was teaching. However, Standard 1.4, Strategies for Teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, is something that I would like to work towards with further experience. During this lesson, I was very comfortable as textiles is my major and where I am most knowledgeable. The Year 7 Textiles class is also very well behaved. However, after reflecting upon this lesson and speaking with both my supervising teacher and tertiary supervisor, I began to think of some ways that I could improve this lesson. The first was to make this lesson more learner-centered. I could achieve this by giving the students some more time with each fibre, yarn and fabric sample. By doing this, I would be better testing the students' knowledge on the different fibres and yarns, as opposed to giving the students minimal time to think about what the sample could be and merely giving them the answers. Another way that I believe that I could improve this lesson and my overall teaching practice is the development of my learning intentions and success criteria. Speaking with my tertiary supervisor, it was brought to my attention that my learning intentions and success criteria could be more targeted and specific in order to have measurable ways to see students' development and success during the lesson. The next few images are of my lesson plan and tertiary supervisor's comments. I now understand to elaborate on my indicators of learning in my lesson plans. Highlighted are the tertiary supervisor's comments on how I could further improve this lesson. Moving forward and with gaining more experience, I would like to try this lesson again in a much more learner-centered way, allowing students to interact with each other. I would also like to work on asking higher order thinking questions to students. This is something that my supervising teacher has advised me to do. Overall, critical reflection on lessons as a pre-service teacher and taking on board an outside perspective is essential for my growth.